YouTube, it's Zoe or Read by Zoe, and today I'm going to do my Booktube-A-Thon 2015 wrap-up. And let me just say, first thing, I failed at Booktube-A-Thon this year. I failed at my updates, I failed at reading, I just was not on it this week, which is okay. I wasn't in the readathon mood. I was in the mood to read, but I was in the mood to sit down and take my time and enjoy the story, not in the mood to just up my page count and fly through the book. And even though I have read 3 of the 4 books this week, I've read them before, they were rereads, I still just wanted to take my time and enjoy myself. The first book I read during Booktube-A-Thon was The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket. This is the first book in a series of unfortunate events, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. This was my favorite series when I was a kid. Well, not my favorite. Harry Potter will always be my favorite, and I was partial to Junie B. Jones, but this was one of my favorite series when I was a kid. I read all 13 books, and I loved it. But rereading this when I'm older, it just doesn't do the same thing that it did for me when I was younger. I think one of the main problems I had with it was that he defined a lot of words, which really helped me when I was younger. An example of this is on the second page, and it says, rickety trolley, dash. The word rickety, you probably know here, means unsteady or likely to collapse. And I mean, it was nice at first that that was happening. I'm like, oh, I remember that. Oh, that's good for the younger readers. But he did that so often in this book that it kind of got on my nerves. I just ended up skipping the portions where he would define the words. Also, there wasn't a lot of story in this book, which makes sense because it's only 165 pages. I don't know why I was expecting so much story in such a little book with really big font and a lot of space in between lines. I don't know why I was expecting more from it. I think I just remembered it differently than it happened. I was expecting like the first 3 books to be together in this one book. I don't know why, but I still really enjoyed it and I loved coming back to this world, and I do like his writing style. The next book I read was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. This was so great. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I've read it before, but I liked this even better the second time. And I cried so many times throughout this. There's a lot of mystery in here and a lot of things turn out to be not what they seem. And of course I knew what was going to happen coming into the book, but still, it took me by surprise and it made me feel like I was reading it for the first time. So obviously, 5 out of 5 stars. I love Cedric Diggory. This is definitely in the top 3 of my favorite Harry Potter books. The next book I read during Booktube-A-Thon I actually finished right after my update yesterday, and it was The Golden Lily by Rochelle Mead. 5 out of 5 stars. I definitely like this series way more than the Vampire Academy series, and I did really enjoy that series, so that's pretty dang surprising. I love Sydney Sage. She is definitely one of my new favorite main characters. A lot of things surprised me like they did in the first book, and I love the relationships that are blooming, and except for one of the ones that occurred in this book between Sydney and somebody, that was just like, but I think we all felt that way about that relationship. I finished this at about 11, so I had 1 more hour of Booktube-A-Thon, so I read Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Not all of it, but I was on page 36 when I last updated you, and I finished on page 75 right before I fell asleep and right before Booktube-A-Thon ended. So I'm definitely planning on finishing this book soon, and I really want to go on to the next book in the Bloodline series. Now I'm going to calculate how many pages I read during this week of Booktube-A-Thon. I read 162 pages of The Bad Beginning. I read 638 pages of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire because I read about 100 pages before Booktube-A-Thon started. I read 418 pages of The Golden Lily. And I read 78 pages of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Therefore, I read 1,292 pages, which sounds way more impressive than 3 1/8 of a book. So congrats, Zoe! Also, let's see which challenges I completed. I did complete the one book that you were looking forward to reading, which was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I read The Bad Beginning for a book that you read in one sitting. I read The Golden Lily for a book that you just acquired, even though this wasn't the last book I acquired, but I acquired it pretty recently. And I started Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix for a book with blue on the cover. So I did complete 4 challenges, and even if I didn't complete the one with blue on the cover, The Bad Beginning has blue on the cover. Tell me down below how you did with the Booktube-A-Thon. I'm sure you did very well, even if it doesn't seem like it. Like with me, I didn't think that I did well, but I completed 4 challenges and read over 1,000 pages in 1 week, which ain't too shabby. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave below any recommendations for videos you would like me to make in the future, and I will talk to you later. Bye!